The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
Well, folks, I bet you're curious as to why there's
Hold on, Sam. It's not Wednesday evening.
It's not Monday either. In fact, it's Sunday. But Mortheous, unfortunately, is sick, so that's why there's not Bits and Bones. And then also my guest for the Whitfield Report Monday, unfortunately, that person had to cancel, and we're rescheduling. So that guest will be on at some point. But I figured that since my guest canceled for the Whitfield Report Monday, and since Bits and Bones, got canceled, I would fill in with the Whitfield Report tonight and then just post this episode.
Total synergy.
Monday. Yeah. Total
synergy. Yeah. That's right.
And joining me is Max Sand and Timmy, one of the co-hosts of Bits and Bones. Also, the gentleman who the infamous Timmy Awards is.
Oh, yeah, dude. I didn't realize I had to go ahead and get my own awards. Like, I feel so damn good about it, but I feel like I'm just not even worth it. So thank you so much. Go ahead and give me the Timmy Awards.
It's a double-edged thing, right? It's like, I was like, what is the most, like, normal guy name for an award, right? Because they're all, like, they all have their name, right? And I was like, what would be funny would be, like, a Tim.
Yeah, you're not
and you
wrong.
call it a Timmy. And then I was like, oh my God, and we have a friend named Tim. Just named it for him. And honestly, though, I was gonna go with just anytime anybody asks, it's just no, Tim, he's a cool dude. Oh, you don't know? Oh, well, maybe you're not cool.
All right, you know what? Let me go ahead and get into the history of how I met you, Max, and then how I just incidentally go ahead and met Sam.
Television.
Yeah. So I remember that it was you and Asa that I got to go ahead and meet you, just because you just joined in along with KK.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was listening to you guys talk about political stuff. Asa, really smart guy. KK, actually really smart guy, just kind of misguided. But he kept interrupting everybody, and it was driving me nuts. And finally, I went and dug out my microphone, made an account, logged in, joined the Hangout, just to call him a stupid, retarded faggot. And I planned on leaving, and I've been doing podcasts ever since.
I mean, that's how it works.
What year was this? Like 2014, I would imagine.
Oh, 2015. 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. Yeah, for sure.
So almost exactly like 10 years ago now, then, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've known this douchebag for a decade. And I left for a while because of a gentleman that I don't want to go ahead and put out his name. I don't want to go ahead and give him attention.
Well, there's been a whole cast of characters around us,
Yeah.
Shmuley's an OG, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's basic. Like, of the original like cast of characters I'm speaking, that's pretty much all we got left is me, Tim, and Shmuley.
Yeah, well, and then it seems like just like everyone has a coincidence of everyone like meets Max because of some other unfortunate asshole.
True.
It seems like.
True.
You know, like I've, you know, like shout out to, he always hates when I do this too, but shout out to Johnny Fox for
Yeah, Mr. John Faulkner, right?
Hey.
The most studious
He's,
author in the world, man.
He's moving up in the world, Sam, actually. He's moved over to Twitch because YouTube won't let him literally just steal other people's content from like television anymore. And so on Twitch, Sam, he gets a whopping 3 views. So congrats.
Yeah.
You've got an affiliate, and I just want to point out, by the way, affiliate is really easy to get on Twitch and anybody could do it. But former host of Bits and Bones and also a good friend of mine in the show, Core, has been a partner on Twitch for a very long time. So you want to help somebody out on Twitch that makes original content? Shout out to Karethis Betnesh on Twitch.
Well, hey,
we want to go and watch a lot of Warframe content and then also some Halo content. Please go ahead and go on to Karethis, his channel. It's awesome.
Well, hey, we've got like 5 views on like an unannounced.
Yeah, but those are live viewers.
Plan.
Those are people watching right now. I mean, like total.
Oh.
Yeah, he has. He's like no views. And he's got like 9,000 subs on YouTube, and he managed to get a whopping 1% of them to come follow him over to Twitch. So he's got 90 followers on Twitch. Congrats.
Oh, damn. Well,
on Twitch, where you get banned for saying anything.
Yeah. Well, you know, I just found this out too. I guess at one point he had tried to like, I just found this out. He had tried to like interview Travis Davis like a couple of years ago. And
when he was doing his big I'm gonna do all the podcasts because I'm an important author thing.
True.
Yeah. Well, what
I'm not surprised that happened, Sam.
Well, what I want to point out is,
did Travis say anything about this, or was it memorable to him for being awkward or something?
No, but I found someone, but like no. So I don't think Travis even knew what. So what happened was,
I was gonna say, like, odds are it wouldn't have been memorable, right? Unless you did something weird.
Well,
that's the thing about Johnny Fox is he's actually not very entertaining, even like in a lolcow way.
He's really kind of boring.
Yeah,
like he's incredibly boring.
So I don't even think that like Travis. I didn't even ask Travis about this, but like someone who listened to the podcast I did with him from last week actually DM'd me and said that, hey, I used to listen to Johnny Fox. And he said that he was going to get Travis Davis on, but he never did. And so it was like one of those.
It is funny that like you stumbled into a lot of the authors that he kind of looks up to.
True.
By making a good book and being personable.
Yeah. Well, mostly, I would say mostly by being personable.
Yeah, sure. But like, I'm not underselling your books, Sam. They're good. Like these are legitimate authors that are telling you your work is good, Sam. That counts.
Yeah.
Something.
I have physical copies of the book, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Sam's always selling himself short. No, you wrote good books, so they respect that. And you treat them with respect as an individual and talk to people. And he's incapable of doing either of those things. And he can't figure out why he can't break in to be like one of their buddies. And it's like, you're talking different things too.
Like Johnny, you haven't sucked enough dick. Let's just be honest.
That's the thing, is he like pretends to be an insider for everything he does. And so he uses these terms that even insiders don't use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, And so like that's one of the things. A couple of, I don't want to blow anybody up, but a couple authors have talked about the silliness of some of Johnny Fox's stuff, not their interactions, just the videos that I put up. And yeah, they could see right through this shit because they're not terms that they would use because they're normal. Oh, they write books for a living, so they must be obsessed with like the insider speak. I'm like, well, no, they just write books for a living. It's like, and that's how you can tell a lot of fakers when they like try to use insider terminology about an industry that they tangentially, they know the terms, but they don't actually, they've never really been in it, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, most of the other thing with like a lot of these guys who I admire is like I'll ask them, especially like Eric because I've known him for a long time. But like I'll ask him for, suggestions and advice. So instead of acting like I'm the big shot, I know my books are good, but I know my books could also always be better. And so, like,
well,
right now,
that's the other thing with Johnny Fox, like you're saying, is he approaches them with a, "Hey, how great am I?"
Yeah,
right? You guys are all gonna love me. I'm the best ever. And like that might even work if you're marginally good, but like, I'm sorry, like I can prove this. I have read an audiobook portion of one of Johnny Fox's, what he considers his best work.
It's bad.
And I did it as seriously as possible. It's in the documentary. And it's terrible. It's just, but that's fine. Like, Sam, you know this. You're talking to authors all the time. It's okay to write something terrible if you're going to learn what makes it bad, what makes it better. How can I approach this differently in the future? You're open to advice, especially now when you're talking to people who are, colleagues and peers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
When he approached the colleagues and peers, it was, don't tell me. Let me tell you. And of course, it gets rejected out of hand. And then the other thing is lying about his Penguin publishing deal. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's the most funniest part, but like I will say, like My Immortal is way better than what he wrote.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's very true.
Oh yeah, well, most
fan fiction is better than his published novels. That's a true story. Anyway, this is just the random bash Johnny Fox. We're supposed to talk about video games, Sam.
Yes, well,
have you heard this? Have you seen these? They're these things that you play on a screen. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And you get this little thing, they call it a controller, and it's got all these buttons on it. And if you manipulate it with your fingers, it moves the stuff on the screen.
Well, I don't have any gaming news for this week, but I did discover a few good
you
indie
just
games.
no-sold my retardation so hard. I love it. Good job.
I did discover a few indie games, which, Max, I know that you're a big indie game guy, and
that's right.
I'm starting to become a big indie game guy too, just because, if nothing else, the economics of it, because most indie games are actually like more.
You get a lot more mileage out of the game than you pay for it. That's what you're saying.
Right.
You can go ahead and pay for the sandwich, like pay for the price of a sandwich is like $5, and then you can go ahead and play that for like 50, 60 hours.
RimWorld, okay, RimWorld's one of those rare games. RimWorld is like $30, Sam, and RimWorld never goes on sale really. And there's a couple of equally priced expansion packs that are like $20 to $30. However, for that price of admission, RimWorld will give you thousands of hours of content if you get into it. And it's made by one dude. That's why it never goes on sale. He knows what his game is worth. Also, the other thing is, he doesn't care if you pirate it, but if you pirate it, you don't have access to the mod forums.
Also, that would also mean like Dwarf Fortress.
Dwarf Fortress is well, that one you can get for free, but now it's on Steam.
Like, if you want to play a great game, Dwarf Fortress is Space Station 13. Oh gosh,
no, don't give me that shit. First of all, Space Station 13 barely fucking runs on any modern.
I mean, we have Space Station 14 now.
Second of all, that's not a great game. That's a torture simulator.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect.
I was gonna say Project Zomboid is probably my
True.
king of all indie games.
True.
We just released Build 43 on the unstable branch, as well as Build 42 on the stable branch. And once the multiplayer servers go up, so Sam, if you have never, I'm not sure. I think it's not on any console. It's a PC only game. Project Zomboid is top down, but it's like super realistic simulation of a zombie apocalypse.
It's in the middle of Tennessee, like right nearby there, along with Fort Knox. Like,
and it has
area.
like systems for everything, systems for every part of your body, the health of all your limbs. There's a cooking system that's super complex, fishing,
True.
Farming. Like you could basically build a whole base. You would do whatever you would do in a zombie apocalypse, essentially, and it just keeps getting better. So shout out to Project Zomboid. That is like the indie game worth getting, that and RimWorld. Since we're just doing indie games in general, those are like, pinnacle. If you get either one of those games and get into it, now they're not for everybody, okay? But if you get into either one of those games, you're guaranteed hundreds to thousands of hours of good, fun gameplay.
True.
And
By the
in
way,
the case of Project Zomboid, there's no expansions, there's no DLC, and it costs about $20. You get it on sale for about $10.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the thing about indie games, Sam, is a lot of them don't have DLC at all or microtransactions. Or if they do, they have DLC in the old style where it's like an actual expansion pack.
Right.
That's really common with indie games. But then not to have like a cash shop, not that kind of shit.
Right. Well, I was telling you and Tim both before we started the show. Someone on Instagram actually told me about El Paso Elsewhere, which is it's a 3D shooter game that's kind of like
heavily inspired by Max Payne.
Yeah, and the person
they make no secret of that. It's not like you're blowing up their spot by saying it.
No, and the person who, that's my favorite game franchise. So the person who sent me that knows this about me. So I bought it. It's and it's pretty good. It's like Dawn of the Dead meets Max Payne. So
now that one's a shorter game. But it's also not very expensive at all. I think on sales I've seen it as low as like a couple dollars.
Yeah, I bought it on both like Steam for $20, and then it's on mobile too for like $4. So on both Android and iOS. So that's definitely worth picking up. So I think the whole, and we were kind of talking this last week on Bits and Bones. A lot of Mortheous' problems with the whole AAA space, and my whole problem with the triple indie space is not only are they virtue signaling, but they're really gouging, people in their wallet.
The difference between me and that is I gave up that fight a long time ago and moved away. I've moved into the indie space, I want to say, in the mid 2000s. I've always been a PC gamer ever since I was young, on DOS and Windows 95 and all that shit. So for me, there's always been kind of an indie scene too. And also I'm, because of that, not opposed to games that like not my peers aren't playing, because they're just some games on PC that nobody else would be playing that I was very fond of, right? Where they were all playing their Nintendo or Super Nintendo. I'll tell you one, in like the PlayStation era, there is a PC game that is an absolute masterpiece of that era that no console gamer knows about, and it's called Die by the Sword. And you could control the swing of your sword with like the mouse in like complete 360 like this and chop off limbs. And it was just an action game where you can just chop off all the limbs and stuff. It was really fun. And it never made it. So I had stuff like that where none of my friends know about these games anyway, right? So I don't care if I'm playing whatever's popular. That never bothered me, especially for single. I don't know why everybody has to jump on these trends with single player games of like playing them all at the same time. Seems weird to me.
Well, because Max, I mean, I guess it's like water cooler chat, like sports and whatnot. So there is that, I guess. So.
Yeah, and that shit bores me too. So it's the same thing. I like a game as a piece of art, and that's how I usually approach them. Another thing is, Sam, and this has been something we've talked about. I approach games very differently than you and Mortheous, in that like you guys seem to care a lot about stories in video games, and I have no idea why.
Well, I mean, I would say largely that's because, at least for me, that's largely because that's what I grew up with. So that could be part of it. Like that's probably the simplest.
But like, here's the thing: it's like the kind of games that you mostly champion, like you personally, okay, that I've seen you say that are your kind of favorites, are heavily cutscene based, heavily story focused. And I just ask, do you just like movies better? You know what I mean? Like, because that's one thing with me. I skip cutscenes in a lot of games. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if the game is, I'm there to play a game. It's an interactive medium. And so I hate a long cutscene trying to tell me about the boring history of this world. Let me fight something. I'm very impatient about it, Sam.
Yeah.
In modern games, they got them tutorials, so you don't even get to fight something for like 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
or if it's a fucking Kojima game for fucking 6 hours, and then finally you get to play the game.
Okay, yeah. Well. Okay, well, to be fair, there are like, there are some story-based games, and then there's Kojima, which like at that point, like you might as well not even play because it's just a movie. So,
yeah, but like I don't know, a lot of games it's so heavily focused on that. And these are games that you seem to like, and I'm just such a different. I'm not even picking on you. I'm such a different kind of gamer, right? And I've been into like gameplay. That's what's important about video games for me. If I wanted a great story, I'll go read a book.
Yeah,
you know, or I'll watch a film to get good acting. Everybody's like voice acting. A lot of my favorite games don't have voice acting.
Yeah, I get that. At some point though, I guess like in the late 2000s and early 2010s, like it seemed, at least to me, like a lot of like I guess story-based games were better than movies at that point. So again, but you know, like everything's changing. The whole thing with like triple gaming that has like really ruined it for me is kind of the whole microtransactions thing.
I don't even think that's not their near biggest problem. Their gameplay is often repetitive and shitty and not very fun.
Yeah.
And then they have the audacity to throw microtransactions on top of that. But like, look at Ubisoft. Here's the thing. Ubisoft, I know, everybody, Ubisoft, so gross. Everything they make is bad. No, here's the problem. Ubisoft makes mid games. And this is the thing with gamers too. Gamers need to grow the fuck up. It's not shit or the best thing ever made. There is a scale of in between, okay?
Like, I love Rainbow Six Siege. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like
Division 2 is an amazing game that did not get its due.
True.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, there's a couple of games. Another one that just sadly got shut down with Ubisoft. And again, this is a new game that they just put out. It was called X Defiant. I really enjoyed it. It was a free-to-play kind of Call of Duty-esque knockoff with hero powers and stuff. It was well made. It played well, but like they didn't market it right. and it didn't even have the microtransaction problem. They literally just didn't market this shit. And the bad games that Ubisoft does put out, the ones that people think about, they're not even bad. They're just repetitive and mid. Call of Duty, which is not Ubisoft, but is a good example. Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty. These games that are coming out, they're not bad. They're uncreative. There's a fucking difference. They're good games. They're technically good games, right? Or mid. They're like a 7 or a 6. Doesn't mean it's the worst dog shit ever, but gamers have become so used to it's either a 10 or a 1, and there's nothing in between.
True.
Well, that's kind of the same problem with, like, interestingly enough, with, like, comic books too. Now is everyone in the comic book space, they all want, like, a masterpiece, like, you know, a Watchmen style graphic novel, you know, of, like, epic proportions. So they either want, like, a masterpiece or it's either a masterpiece or it's a dud. But, like, nothing can just be like, hey, this is a decent, like, Spider-Man story. It might not be, you know, fantastic, but it might be decent, and that's not good enough for anyone.
There's a place for just content, like a Spider-Man novel of the week and things like that. There's a space for, I hate to even say this because people get so mad, but it's true. There's a space for that the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game. I'm sorry, guys. The game is not shit. The game is a 5 or a 6 out of 10, okay? The problem you have with the game does not stem from the game itself. It stems from the lack of creativity. It stems from the bad writing of the story. It stems from the online connectivity of the whole thing to begin with. But the game itself, when you get in and you play the Suicide Squad game for fucking 5 or 10 minutes, it's well made. The shooting feels right. The movement system is kind of cool. It's just that they can't hook you for more than that 5 minutes. The package runs dry very quickly. That's what you call mid.
Yeah.
Zoomers think mid means the worst thing ever, apparently.
Like when everybody says, like, oh, it's mid, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just mediocre. Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, why are people just acting like as if it's, like, the worst thing ever?
Yeah.
A McDonald's cheeseburger is mid, but you eat it anyway.
True.
And you enjoy it when you're eating it most of the time.
A pepperoni pizza is mid.
You know, it's really interesting to hear you say that about mid content, because like I wrote Blood Ties, kind of relating it back to like writing. I wrote Blood Ties, which was like my short story, you know, series about the mafia, and a couple of mostly it's Zoomers who have this opinion. They say that compared to my other writing, it's mid. But it's like, yeah, it's, you know, I think, yeah, it might not. Did I take as long to develop it as I did the novels? No, because they're short stories, and it's like, yeah, they might not be the best thing I've written, although John Guarnieri seems to think they are, so that's something. But yeah, it's like not everything you're gonna write is gonna be like fantastic.
I mean, that's what you kind of need. You know, it's experimenting. Like, you want to go ahead and have something a little bit casual.
I mean, there's mid shooters out there that are great for what they are, right? Especially if you're a boomer shooter guy like me. Like, Turok 2 is mid as fuck, but it's one of my favorite games because of my nostalgic attachment to it.
Yeah.
True.
Well, not everything is going to be a masterpiece all the time. Sometimes it's okay to like. Sometimes it's okay to like good
people,
stuff,
though,
as I was to like.
Sam,
you know,
they're seeking these masterpiece AAA games. Okay, let me tell you what's a masterpiece game that you can get right now for fairly cheap. It's called Dusk. If you haven't played Dusk,
true,
and you're worried about the AAA games that are coming out now, shut the fuck up. Go get Dusk, beat it, and then rethink your whole life.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's super duper good. If anybody wants to go ahead and play Dusk, matter of fact, next week I'm going to go ahead and try to go ahead and give a $35 gift card for anybody who wants to go ahead and have just that. So if you guys want to go ahead and hit me up, please don't be afraid to go ahead and do
I
so.
gave out copies of Dusk before too, way back in the day. Like, I believe strongly in Dusk. It's if you like shooters, it's one of the best.
I mean, Civ 11 did a review. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out, it's a really good game.
I did a review.
Yep.
Check it says Dusk, the new king. I didn't even know Civi did a review when I made that. I just played the game and was like, holy shit, this game is amazing.
I think everybody who likes to go ahead and play old retro shooters actually really love to go ahead and see that. And
Medieval is a very good, like, Hexen-ish version of that.
Yep.
I mean, like the boomer shooter genre, I could go on for fucking ages with just those games. What was it? The bolt gun, Warhammer 40K bolt gun is an awesome boomer shooter where you play as a space marine, and
I actually gave that for Sam.
Yeah.
that game's amazing. That's an indie game. Now, Sam, what I've been playing is even more obscure than indie games. You ready for this, Sam?
Sure.
Warhammer Online Return of Reckoning, which is an old MMO that came out in 2009 and got killed by the company that ran it, EA. Fuck him.
Fuck EA.
They killed Mythic Entertainment, who made it, who's one of the most prolific MMO developers of all time. And now it is run by a private server who has a license to do so, and they've not only run the game in its original state, but they've updated it with all kinds of new things. And they just had a play. This weekend was a new player weekend.
Aww.
So why is this game special? Why are there thousands of people playing on it, having battles between 150 dudes on one team and 150 dudes on another team? Okay, I'll tell you why. Because it's the only PvP MMO that does that. And it's really well made, and the developers have added stuff to it. There's mods that are now like built into it to make it more accessible. And so the PvP is so cool because you can jump into the big PvP battles at level 1 if you wanted to. It tells you about it at level 5. Level 5 takes you like a half hour at most.
That is
Then
cool.
you are supposed to level up in this game in PvP for the most part. It's not like World of Warcraft. They have those kind of quests, but there's 2 sets of gear, right? There's PvE gear and there's PvP gear, and the game is mainly a PvP game. So if you jump right into what they call Tier 1, they're these giant battles where there's like an entire zone, and there's 3 points to capture, and there's hundreds of people, all like level 1 to 15. It makes everybody level 15, by the way. And you level your PvP level, and when you get that high enough, you can buy PvP gear. And the best game you only earn by getting PvP levels. So, Sam, it's been crazy. I've been in battles with like 150 to 200 people on my team and divided into bands of 24.
It's really cool to watch.
Yeah, even she says it's cool to watch how many fucking players are fighting on screen. It's insane. We've had, I think one of the battles I was in, there was 1,000 people in the zone. It's nuts for a dead game. This game has been dead for 10 years, Sam.
Oh, wow.
They just added 2 brand new dungeons that they made themselves with voice acting. They also finished a city that was in the files for the game but never got implemented. So they've been actually making the game better, and they balance things so all the PvP is like, you know, in games like that, you'll have like one class is better than everything else usually. But this game's been dead for 10 years. So they've just been honing it in, making it more and more balanced. So right now, I would say it's pretty balanced. Like, I'll kill level 40 players. You know what I mean?
Nice. Actually, I know that you and one of our gentlemen that are in our close circle, Wayne the Pain, is
Shout
also
out to
playing with.
Wayne's been playing it with me quite a little bit too. I'll put the link in the chat if anybody wants to join. It's completely free, 100% free. No microtransactions, no cash shop. You don't have to pay a dime. There's no subscription fee. Why? Because they're basically keeping it alive as fans. You can donate to the server, but otherwise there's nothing. Then you're literally just helping to pay server costs.
Based.
Yeah.
Really based.
It's nice. It's refreshing to get into an MMO of all things and not be slapped in the face with cash shop and buy this thing and here's your starter pack. It's the whole game is free to you from beginning to end. It's returnofreckoning.com. I'll try and throw that in the chat.
Woo!
Come join me. I have both. So it's Warhammer based, Sam. And so I have dwarves, I have goblins. They're on opposite teams though, and orcs. So I got both sides. I play both sides, Sam.
I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
Well, the dwarves are just awesome because they're dwarves, you know? Like Warhammer dwarves especially are cool.
Oh,
and also Warhammer orcs are cool, so it's hard for me to pick one side.
Yeah.
I will say Wayne the Pain made me play the bad guys, the destruction side, so.
Chaos, let's go!
Well, that's totally something he would do.
Yeah. My main's a dwarf slayer, though. Those are the dwarves from Warhammer you might have seen because they have big fucking mohawks and a death wish.
Yeah.
It's literally their whole deal, the slayer dwarves, is that they're like a failure in some way or disgraced. And so they have to die in battle. And so they seek out the coolest, biggest monsters they can find to kill them. Only to get killed. But they can't just throw the fight, Sam. That wouldn't be honorable. The most famous character in all of Warhammer Fantasy is a dwarf like that who cannot get killed no matter what he does.
But he wants to get killed.
Yes, that's his because he has to do that to redeem himself, right? And he's fought gods and shit, and they just can't kill him because he's a stubborn dwarf with a big axe.
That seems like a very Shmooly-esque character. Kind of.
It sounds like him too.
Well, and he has a human friend that's kind of a pussy. There's like 20 novels about these guys. I forget his name offhand, but it's hilarious. But yeah, they're in the game too. Of course they are because they're famous Warhammer characters. Anyway, if you're playing on there, you find me. All my characters have some version of Mutesh, Mutesh. I stay in the tier 1s quite a bit because it's fun because there's a lot of people in there. But the tier 4s, Sam, it lets you actually raid the other faction's main city if you win the war. Like, you have to win territory for your faction, and when your faction wins, you get to go raid the other guys and kill all the low-level people.
Awesome.
And then kill their king or whatever.
Yeah, that's really the ultimate way to do like chaos and destruction.
Yeah, there's whole siege battles with fortresses, and you have to knock down the door where there's like 400 people fighting. Nuts, man. It really is. It's really cool. If anybody is on, it's PC only, obviously. It plays a lot like World of Warcraft because it was a World of Warcraft clone. But the one thing it does unique is it does really awesome PvP to the point that, yes, 10 years after the game died, right now, I checked their website. Right this moment, there's 500 people on, and the other day there was 3,000. It varies, though, because there's only one server. So if the Europeans are on, it's very heavily the good guys. And if the Americans on, it's very heavily the bad guys. Seems that Americans like to play chaos for some reason.
That doesn't sound like us at all.
No, it's not. We're the progenitors of chaos. No, don't even think about that. We're the good guys.
That's right. No heresy here.
Exactly.
No, none whatsoever.
I do kind of like Skaven, though. I mean, if they existed, Skaven would be awesome if they existed.
Indeed.
It's just a myth, though, Sam.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty cool indeed. By the way, are you drinking like a 2-liter of Diet Coke? Are you trying to go ahead and go Diet Coke filled?
It's actually filled with iced tea, but my wife is the one that drinks the Diet Coke. See, I don't drink soda.
So she's Diet Coke filled.
Yes.
So she's Trump pilled it whatsoever. That's pretty based.
Mortheous asks Sam, drunk John or sober John? You mean Johnny Fox? Mort?
No, I think you meant John.
Maybe John Ryder?
No, John Guarneri drinking on stream.
Oh my God.
Well, drunk John loves. Well, I mean, both iterations of John love our show,
right?
And all our network. But
I'll say this, Sam. Drunk Max gave you a lifetime achievement award, so I think that I appreciate your rating too.
Well, drunk John is the one who bullied his entire audience to go watch The Sandwich Makers. So
fucking right.
And some of them actually did.
Yeah. They stayed with us for fucking like 7 hours of me and her just talking about what we did.
If you
between like 2006 and 2009.
If you guys aren't watching Sam and his friends, you guys are a bunch of fucking pussies.
Exactly right.
That's my favorite John quote.
Aww. That's very sweet.
Oh, speaking of pussies, though, not to change the topic too much, but did you guys hear that David Hogg is now apparently the vice chair of the DNC?
Oh damn! I didn't know they had that big of a vagina.
Well, me and the wife were watching they were talking about having gender balance on the panel. It was very funny.
I mean, like, it really works out for him. He really does have the penis and then, not very much of balls.
I'm checking because I don't know, Sam. Oh my god, they really did that.
I was watching
I
the
thought
fake.
You were joking, Sam. David Hogg is the vice chair of the Democratic National Committee.
I was watching
Do they want to never win again?
They never do.
That's the Republicans' job, though.
They don't give a damn. It doesn't matter anymore. Like they lost it. They're going nuclear. Oh, actually, quick question for you guys. What are you guys thinking about like the tariff warfare?
I think it's hilarious, honestly. If Canada wants to like just stop sending stuff to the US, like, okay.
I'm trying to think of what Canadian thing that I am reliant on that would be a bother to me, and I can't.
I mean,
one of the things that a lot of people are saying is like importing oil. That's going to be a big thing, but even then, we're trying to go ahead and go drill, baby, drill. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
I mean, some people are upset about maple syrup, but we can get that shit from Vermont, son.
Vermont, baby, yeah.
As I told a friend of mine, we can just get our own syrup.
Dude, nobody buys Canadian maple syrup anyway. You know what they buy? They buy the cheap Walmart shit that's basically just corn syrup.
Well, we're gonna
Well,
go
yeah,
ahead and get rid of that too.
It's not like people are like, oh my god, I must have my real Canadian maple syrup. They're like, yo, what's that cheap shit? Give me the one with the butter in it.
True. Never
That shit ain't
mind.
made in Canada, my friend. That shit is made in Detroit.
Yeah.
True.
People are like, oh, the Canadian syrup. You don't even know what you're talking about, do you? You know how much like real good quality Canadian syrup costs after importation? That shit's heavy.
You want real good maple syrup and like actually, not the real stuff. Michigan maple syrup is just as good as the Canadian.
Well, that's the thing is that the cheap shit's made in Michigan and expensive stuff too.
Yeah,
Right?
no,
Because they have the maple trees and they use it to make the cheap, like the one that used to be Mrs. Butterworth, but that's racist or whatever.
oh yeah, the Aunt Jemima, which by the
No,
way,
Mrs. Butterworth. Sam,
Oh, yeah.
different black lady, you racist. Aunt Jemima and Mrs. Buttersworth are two different people, Sam. How dare you? How
Shout
dare
out to
you
Detroit,
say,
baby. Let's go. Let's go ahead and get some fucking motor oil maple syrup. Let's go, baby.
How dare you, Sam, say that all maple syrup spokesmen who are black women look the same?
well, I mean, they don't draw very differently. So how am I supposed to know?
Damn. All
Damn,
right.
Sam. Just digging a hole here.
Damn.
No, I'm blaming the white guys from the 50s who drew them kind of the same.
One of them is a bottle sculpture, and the other one is a picture.
I mean, they got a wonderful smile, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
And by the way, Sam, many young men had discovered that they liked women because of Mrs. Buttersworth. Did you know this? Have you heard about this? You can't unknow it now.
I bet you they did.
I bet you they did because it looks like boobs.
Are you trying to admit to something here, Max?
No. We found porno mags in the woods. I already know what boobies were.
Yes.
Right away I was like, oh yeah, I like those.
Yeah. By the way, I love Maxine's laughter. That was
Joe Fish. First of all, he said Detroit is a shithole. True.
very true.
I lived in the shittiest part too. Secondly, Land O'Lakes Indian lady is hotter. What do you guys say?
I mean, Nick DePaula has the joke that if you fold the Land O'Lakes like Karen, you can make her like have boobs, which actually is true. So
Why do you know this?
Google.
Be careful.
Why are you hold on?
Why do you need to Google that?
You're googling Land O'Lakes boobs, Sam?
Because
There wasn't a Sears catalog around. Good Lord. Times be getting desperate. Sam's over here like, Land O'Lakes boobs.
Hey, he had to go ahead and get away from like that pornography ban. He's getting.
Hey, at least he's not looking at impure pornography. He's just looking at butter.
True. He's just buttering up a lot of stuff.
The ladies, that's the way to Sam's heart, is you make him a nice buttery meal. Gets him going.
Give it a little bit of butter so that he can go ahead and give the good butter.
Video games, Sam. That's what we're supposed to be talking about, right?
I don't give a damn. Let's just
one of the co-hosts is sick. The host of Bits and Bones is sick. I had to come up with an impromptu show. Also, I need to send Joe the invite link. He should be
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. he's
Also,
one-
that's my wife laughing hysterically about the butter stuff in the background, Joe. Just since you asked,
yeah.
that was a bit. It was just too much for her to handle. Yeah. How do you feel about tanning now? Seeing you a tanning butter kind of guy?
Oh my god.
Yeah. You just can't believe it's butter.
Yeah.
Oh
Damn it.
my god.
I mean, it's better. It's better than margarine, I guess, but still. Let's see.
Sam would know. He's like, no, I need real butter. Margarine? That don't cut it. Fuck that shit. Margarine doesn't have the Land O'Lakes girl on it. That's why.
Damn right.
God damn it! I really rolled myself into that bit, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
How do you feel about Irish butter, though, Sam? I'm a big fan myself.
listen, I love Irish butter.
There you go. There you go. So he's not just the Indian girl. He just likes butter.
You better not discriminate.
But not margarine. You motherfuckers bring him some margarine and you're gonna have hell to pay.
Well, because margarine is fake. Margarine is fake as fuck.
That's right.
So-
Joe
fucking oily
says fresh
Guidos.
bacon grease or busts.
Oh my god.
That's true too. You know, the best is when you do the bacon, right? And then you cook the scrambled eggs like right in the grease.
True.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Let's see.
Throw in a little bit of like cheddar cheese.
Damn right.
Maybe a dash of garlic, salt, and some pepper. Mwah. She's still recovering from your butter problem, Sam.
Well, listen,
Is there any other food products you want to profess a love for while we're at it?
I mean, since you already accused me of being racist, I might as well redeem myself by saying I love fried chicken and watermelon.
I'm not gonna lie, Sam. Me too.
Yeah, me too.
I've
How
literally
is-
spent the last like 2 years trying to perfect my chicken tendy recipe, and I'm pretty
Okay.
sure I've gotten there. Actually,
Dude, you gotta go ahead and give it to me.
my wife can attest that I spend way too much time trying to perfect my fried chicken.
Yeah.
She
I've
said it.
I tried different like cuts of chicken, different seasonings, different levels of oil, different heats, and just to try and create what I consider a perfect tendy. And I'll tell you, Sam, just yesterday, I took one. And it was a test before I'd finished the meal, and I bit it, and I said to myself, "Not quite there yet."
So when are you gonna go ahead and try panko breadcrumbs?
I've tried panko but here's the thing. There's like you can go with the panko and those good crispy, right? But you got to get the seasonings right. And also like if your oil is either too high or too low in terms of like, you know, deep depth, as well as if your heat's off, panko can be a serious problem. Traditional breadcrumbs can be all right. I say my favorite for flavor though, this is a big one. And my wife will even know because I've been doing this for years. Cornflakes, Sam. You bread the chicken with like some I mix of like Italian style breadcrumbs and you crumble up cornflakes into almost a fine powder. It makes like this delicious breading that you really can't beat. What's the other one I've tried? Parmesan as a coating. Batter. You know, batter has its own problems and its own benefits. Yeah, I like fried chicken too, Sam. Why are you saying that would be racist?
Well, because the
All right,
Democrat.
check. Are we good
Well,
with the microphone?
Yes, sir.
yeah, we're
Okay.
good. Well, the Dems told me that, Max. They said that, you know,
Fish fry. He said, "Have you tried fish fry?" Joe in chat. My God, have I tried every fish fry you can imagine? You know what's delicious is popcorn fried with fish fry batter, Mako shark.
Ooh.
It's delicious. It's probably the
Damn.
best thing I've ever eaten.
Fucking right. That does sound pretty good.
Well, they're the fastest fish in the sea, right? So they're like all muscle. So every cut is like a prime cut. They're so good.
Ooh. Okay, I gotta come down there. Like, give me some of your food because I'm not much of a fish guy, but I gotta go ahead and get fresh fish. I'm guessing.
Well, you don't live close enough to the sea for it to be any good, yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's all frozen and I guess you could go to a Long John Silver or one of them places, or a Red Lobster or something.
God,
But that's
I'm not
it's
gonna
not
go ahead and
fresh
do
at
that.
all.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I
My favorite is to use actually the captain's cut of cod. And for those of you non-fish people, cod comes in these big slabs, right? And at the end of it there's this one big juicy part that traditionally the captain of the ship would have that part and the rest of the boys split the rest.
Yeah.
Because it's where this big juicy muscle on the fish is essentially. You get yourself a captain's cut, you use the fish fry batter, and you fry that up. Deep fry though, you got to get it all the way in. Absolutely fucking the best cut of fried fish you can get.
Hello, Mr. Joe. How are you, my friend?
Hello, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I figured, hey, somebody sent me a link, so I'll show up.
Well, I mean, technically, we are taking Bits and Bones' spot because someone decided to be sick tonight.
Oh yeah, what an asshole he is for getting sick.
You know, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It usually happens with me, but no, not for right now. It's gonna be for Mr. Mort. And by the way, I hope you're doing well, Mort. I'm so sorry.
It had to be Mort.
Is this an episode of Bits and Bones or the Sandwich Maker? Says my wife. No, I'm not making sandwiches. I'm making fried chicken tendies. That's boomer shit.
Tendy amateurs, let's go. Ooh, man,
I cut them in such a way that I make some of them look like dino nuggies.
Ooh, fucking right.
It's true.
Yeah, just to trigger Shmuley. Then.
Well, no, if you're gonna make the perfect tendy, odds are it's gonna be in the shape of a dinosaur. Obviously.
That is true. Also, wow, this is what Rumble Studio looks like when there is actually 4 people on camera. Okay. This is actually pretty cool.
I like it. Yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, that's
I
cool.
like when Sam's just really big in everybody's face, though. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just oh, now Sam's bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller. See, it's fun. It's like he's everybody's getting a jump scare now because all of a sudden it's Sam.
I just like that everyone's here except for Mortheous. That's a bummer. So
I do hope that he is feeling better, and I do hope that he's having a good rest for the day.
Anyway, though, how are you doing, Mr. Joe?
Oh, not bad. I was just, I got the kids to bed and trying to get the kitchen clean, and I'm sitting here kind of baked. I might play a little bit of Halo. I don't know. I might read. Who knows?
It's a wild man.
Yeah, I know. Wild, right? Wildlife. It's snowing down here, too, so
Oh God, I just walked 5 miles this evening. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what was it, like 13 when I left, so that was
Oof.
good.
Oof.
Oof.
The other day it was raining when I went like 10 miles, so that was fun.
Oh yeah. You're walking out and this stuff. At least you're moving in. Just standing in the cold sucks, but moving in the cold, you're like, it's a little better.
As long as you don't stop.
A little more bearable.
Yeah.
Gotta keep moving.
I get into just a robotic, walking, like, because I know I can't stop. I can't stop. Once I stop, this is gonna suck. I have to get home. I don't even like motherfuckers will like pull in, right? And they try and go before me, like I'm trying to cross a crosswalk, and their car they have to go first. And I'm like, motherfucker, you made me stop for half a second. Flip them off. Easy for you in your car.
Yeah, fucking people in Massachusetts. How are the drivers down there in Florida, Sam?
Locals are fine, but the tourists don't know how to. Well, the tourists never know. The snowbirds never know how to fucking drive.
I would be careful because I saw y'all motherfuckers driving after a snowstorm recently.
True.
Oh yeah.
You guys get this much snow and you lose your fucking shit. So
Yeah.
come up here for a week and see how it goes.
Yeah, what is it right now? Let's see. According to the old fucking 27. So basically a heat wave, boys.
Oh, pooch.
Dude, we're up 60 around here. Like, damn, I'm so scared. Like, I'm not going to get any snow around this godforsaken place.
Yeah, it's 27 and snowing. Fun.
Yeah, it's not lovely out here right now.
Well, God bless you. I hope everything is going well.
Yeah, thank God for video games, right? Video games and books.
Can I ask you a quick favor? By the way, Mr. Joe, just out of curiosity, are you Orthodox or what are you?
Oh, I don't know what I would qualify myself as.
Yeah?
I don't know. Everything I can tell you before COVID, I was a full futurist. Believed in pre-trib rapture, raised Baptist, Pentecostal, but I'm the furthest thing from all that now. But I still believe in God, and I still believe in Jesus. So it's not like I departed the faith, but I read some stuff. I studied some things. I have a different view on it now.
One of these days, I want to go ahead and hit you up one of these days for that.
We will.
I'd love to go ahead and get into like a theological discussion. This is just live, and I want to go ahead and just say I wanted to ask.
We will. We'll bring Max in too if we want. He's got some Catholic ideas I'd like to push his mind on. I know you got a little bit of Catholic there too, don't you?
Yeah.
You guys have probably a whole different worldview than what I had before. It's probably closer to what I have now.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's a maybe from what I've gathered so far.
I try not to talk about faith-based stuff like that simply because, like, a lot of people. I'm more open than most everybody else on the issue, and will deal with people no matter what they believe. And a lot of people don't seem to like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I've had great friends who are Satanists, and I make no apology for that. None.
I do too.
I don't care what my friends believe, But you get a lot of guilt by association, and then you get other times like people are like, "Oh, you're not who I thought you were," and it's like, no, I'm still that guy that was like open to you having your beliefs. You know what I mean? But it's just that you don't like my beliefs in one area or another, now all of a sudden it's a different dynamic, right? So I've been very careful. I am an ordained minister, but I've been very careful on all of these shows to kind of avoid that particular topic. If you want to know the truth, and Tim can attest to that because he knows.
True.
Yeah.
Like I like we've had like a whole bunch of discussions, especially on that.
Yeah,
many times over. Like I will say that I've had like many religious people in my life, and then I've also had like a lot of people that are the opposite, and I still love them to death. And I do hope that they go ahead and go to Christ one of these days. But you know, I have to go ahead and be the best version of myself to go ahead and show them what it is to be with Christ.
Yeah, it all starts with you. Like,
Yeah.
It's self accountability first. It starts in the home, in the heart, and then
that's why when it's tough to talk about faith, right? Because like people who don't have a faith or a different faith than another person, oftentimes just are incapable of just like. Because I love that. They're like, well, if blah, 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 then why do you believe in God? And then they don't accept faith as an answer, which is like, I mean, from from the atheist perspective, isn't that like the perfect answer? Like, you're just like, no, I just believe it just because. You're admitting that, right? And it's true. I believe it because of my experiences or whatever your reasoning is. And that's never good enough for people, man. I'm telling you. They're always like, oh, but you got to have this. And it doesn't matter what the person criticizing's faith is either. It's always the same criticisms of people's faith. And I really, really despise criticisms of people's faith. Like, I'll even say that about like some Democrats where somebody will be like, oh, well, they did this or that. How could they be a Christian? It's like, you don't know their heart. And if you're a good Christian, if you've read the Bible at all, you know that like that's God's job to judge it. You can obviously condemn, you can call out bad behavior and such, right? But somebody acting badly doesn't even necessarily mean that they're not a good Christian either, as any Christian could tell you.
Yep. I mean, even David or even Peter denied Jesus.
It's sort of the whole hook of the philosophy, right? Is that we're fallen. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of fallen, wretched creatures before God is kind of the thing. So that's if you want to know, like that's probably the difference where like a Catholic mindset would be from where you're at. Is like I was always raised with that you are a sinner. You are. Don't try to be try not to be a sinner. I hear this from a lot of Protestant sects, and I understand that that's kind of the philosophy, right? But in Catholicism, if you actually read the rules, you're breaking a lot of them just by existing. You are a sinner, not just through original sin, but also through your daily activities. And the only way to not be a sinner is to get right with God, which is what the getting forgiveness from a priest is about. It's they are assigning you penance,
sacrifice, like the sacrament of confession. A lot of the sacraments, the 7 sacraments that you have in Catholicism is one of the most important things. Like that is something that is the cornerstone in order to go ahead
and confession isn't asking the priest to tell Jesus about it. Confession is talking to an older person of the church saying, this is what the fuck I did wrong, right? And that older person of the church is supposed to say, okay, well, if you want to get right with God, start by saying these prayers, understand what you did was wrong and why. Here's what you can do. Right. That's what see, because I hear a lot of people that don't come from Catholicism and they think it's asking the priest to ask God for you. And they'll say, no, I have a personal relationship with Jesus. And so they think Catholicism doesn't have that, but it does. The priest is there as almost a therapist in a way, or a spiritual leader. The penance is yours. You don't have to do it. Right.
Right.
And that leads me to my perspective of like, I try to, even whatever my beliefs are these days, I wouldn't consider myself a Catholic and I don't go to church or anything. I do try to approach things with that air of humility of that we're all sinners. We're all fallen by nature, saved by grace, I believe is the term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I look at my fallen brethren, and the other thing is Jesus used to hang out with some questionable people. And so I've never made apologies that I hang out with some questionable people, right?
Yeah.
Most of all, like us. So
No,
Or
most of
all
all, I mean
on here.
legitimate criminals, Sam. I mean,
You're not wrong.
yeah, it's like
no, I mean,
True.
no, I was making a joke, but yeah,
I
you're
know.
right.
It's the thing is like I'll see the humanity. I'm from the streets. I'm from bad places, and I've seen the humanity in gangsters, okay, in criminals and thugs, and I've seen the inhumanity in people that claim to be great Christians and live these wonderful middle class lives. And so I judge people on a very different standard than a lot of people.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny when like you say that is because I know somebody who is from the streets who murdered people,
Yeah.
but I still love him to death, and he's one of the most humane people in the world.
Well, if he's right, like that's the thing is like something like that I would consider if he's right with God, that's his business.
Yeah.
And also, like, you never know somebody's story of why they get to a situation. This is why I've always, Sam knows, advocated since I started with his show, criminal justice reform.
True.
Particularly because I think felons should be allowed to vote and carry firearms. Period. End of story. I don't even know why that's a dispute. A violent felon, I guess, maybe you could make a case, but like, I don't know. Dude steals like $250 worth of groceries, and now he can never carry a gun again, never vote again. Come on, like. A bit much, and also it will be hard for him to get a job because we just have this bias against felons for some reason.
I have a felony from selling weed out in Idaho.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, what a dangerous person you must be.
But Massachusetts, when I got my license here, they were like, "You can vote here." Like, we registered you when you got your license. We registered you to vote. I was like, oh, that's great. Now I have a jury duty summons, too. Like, I thought this felony stuff was supposed to prevent and, like, stop all that stuff.
No, that was one thing.
They don't care.
I was working with, this is how I met up with the Libertarian Party in the first place. I was working with criminal justice on that particular topic in Massachusetts for years because of the felony that I was charged but not convicted of, which I've talked about before on shows. But the short version is I had an altercation with my youngest brother. He's about 10 years younger than me. He was 16 or 17 at the time. Big dude. 15. Okay. He's a big dude, almost as big as me. And he attacked me. I held up my arm. He headbutted my arm and got a black eye. And my mother tried to have me prosecuted under a felony because he had autism. So they said it was a handicapped, elderly, or disabled person. And I was facing 10 years. I fought it. I didn't end up convicted of anything. But how easy is it for, like, in 15 seconds, I was now accused of being a felon, right? And that can happen to anybody, and don't think it can't. One situation, another person's actions getting out of control can make you a felon, right? And it's tough. And then your life is changed forever from that point. I didn't even get convicted, right? It didn't even go to trial, but it changed my life forever. Getting accused of a felony is very serious. And, like, you might lose your job in the meantime if you get arrested. It's all kinds of stuff. And when you pay your dues, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying if you're accused of a serious crime, there should be no consequence. But if you pay your fucking dues like they tell you to, is there ever a path for redemption? At what point,
It took me 10 years somewhere to be able to get on a lease after.
Yeah.
I couldn't rent from anyone because of that.
Right. It puts all kinds of problems and roadblocks in your way that are completely unnecessary and literally just to punish you. And, like, but the real punishment they claim is the prison and the fines and stuff, right? But a lot of times the real punishment is once you're done with all that, right? And now you're trying to get a job, and they're like, "Oh, you're a felon. Tell us about it." Right? Tell us about it, and you have to. And then half of them are just going to throw your application in the garbage.
That one, yeah, that seems to be a tough tough roadblock for a lot of felons. Luckily, I can't say that for my part, but it was getting onto a leash was my issue. But getting the job with a felony, yeah, that's a pain in the ass. I was just very fortunate in some respects. So,
well, and there's certain fields that it's easier than others as well, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're a blue collar guy, laborer, they have use for you everywhere, and in fact, there's companies that basically hire just felons. Right, in construction and things like that, and people might be bothered by that, but really don't be. As I'm trying to point out, felons for the most part are like normies.
Yep, they're
not a threat.
Most of them are non-violent offenders.
Yeah, most of it is drug related.
Well, higher felons also trying to get into like higher education. That can be a problem too.
I never thought of that. Well, I can point out, like, even with the January 6th stuff, like I say, Playboy the Beast, Billy Knudsen, he got the pardon, right? But the whole reason he got charged the way he did is because he had a felony from when he was a teenager. Man's in his 40s.
Yeah. No,
They used it against him to charge him with a trumped up charge, and he spent 6 months in prison over it. Pardon or no, he did his time. I saw people upset about that, oh, well, what does a pardon do for him? Trust me, he appreciates the fucking pardon.
Yeah, he actually has freedom. Like, he's already served his time.
Yeah.
And he also got
the pardon, but the pardon makes a lot of his life easier on a day-to-day basis, you know what I mean?
True.
Because one thing, if you're like, I had a felony Grand Theft Auto when I was 15 or 16 or whatever, and I got charged as an adult, I have a felony. You can explain that to almost any employer, okay? Look, I stole a car when I was a kid. I was stupid. But then you have another felony, a felony trespass from January 6th on top of that. Well, that's a little tougher, isn't it? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's my criminal justice reform rant, Sam. I'm sorry. Video games, Sam. You heard about these? Have you seen these before?
Well, there's not much video game news this week that I've seen. So, and
right, play Return of Reckoning.
Actually, there is some video game news. Sony actually axed a bunch of the like for PlayStation Plus for all the games that they're gonna go and put on PC.
Yeah. So get wrecked, Sam. There is news.
So there that is, and it's pretty cool. I'll actually show you over in the DMs. I'll actually go ahead and send the link.
Tim's like, just because you weren't prepared, Sam, doesn't mean there wasn't any news.
And then
what did I send more? Like the poster for God of War Egypt.
Yeah.
That looked actually
right. Awesome. That's right, because Mort was also prepared, Sam.
Well, it's his show.
I know, but I just like
come say hi, Jordan. Kid wants to come say hi to you guys.
You just
want to say hi to Mort every week now. Come here, Jordan.
Aww.
You just like to bust my shot.
Well, they could tell Mort to get well because he's not feeling great.
Yep. Everybody go ahead and wish Mort luck. I'm hoping that he actually does feel better next week.
Thumbs up in chat for Mort.
No, he said it's a bug that's been going around where he's at. So he'll be all right.
Yeah, I had something like 2 weeks ago that took me out for like a day and a half.
My son has a fever right now. We're not going to send him to school in the morning. There's definitely been some bug going around. It's like a cold, though. It's like a 101. He tells me he wanted to go to school, actually.
Oh, man.
It's wild to me that he would say that. He says he hates school all the time. And then I was like, okay, well, you got a fever. You don't have to go tomorrow. And he's like, actually, Dad, I want to go. And I was like, we'll talk later.
No, I want to go ahead and get everybody else sick so then they can go ahead and get like a day off.
Yeah, that actually from the limited interaction I've had with him, that actually would be your son's logic, Max.
Well, partly I think it's because he thinks if he's sick, he's going to have to go to the doctor. So he likes.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing that too.
And then he'll worry that he's going to get a shot, even though he's definitely not going to get a shot.
Well, he also like.
Doctors give shots, though, Sam. Did you know this? So if you go to a doctor, it's a guarantee that they're going to shoot shots into your child, obviously, every single time, even for every little fucking thing. You're not a parent, so you probably never heard that. But yeah, they're always assuming that the doctor's going to give them a fucking shot, and so they have goddamn fits.
Yeah, well, listen, I remember being a kid and having that fear, so it's
You do acupuncture, Sam. You are afraid of needles, and you stick the biggest needles you can into yourself.
They're not that big. To be fair,
they're
not that big.
They're like barely even this. Like I remember trying to go ahead and get like a when I do plasma.
Yeah, a normal fucking needle from a doctor is in nanometers, not millimeters or centimeters.
They're not the same needles, Max.
Yeah, they're really thin, like super duper thin. They don't hurt as much.
I've seen them. You can't fool me, motherfucker.
Bullshit.
You be sticking them needles up in your back, like you're a sadist or a masochist. That's the one. Sam's like, oh yeah, hurt me more.
As long as it's a pretty lady, rather than a dude.
What do you say, Sam? Are the ladies better at it or the dudes?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Usually the lady acupuncturist.
Okay,
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Hey, I if it was the dude, it would just be the dude, right? It's not sexual. You're just getting needles stuck into you. God help us if people think that's sexual.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I've got a great story for you guys.
Let's hear it.
Is it better than Sam's butter crush?
Damn right. All right. I had to go ahead and get physical therapy a little while back because of my back and my shoulder. So I had a gentleman that was a physical therapist, and I did like some dry needling on my left side of my back and then also on my shoulder. I hate to be honest. He was massaging me, but man, it was not a really great time. It was quite uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was sticking needles into your flesh.
And I felt very good about that. And
Right.
it was shown.
Good night, everybody.
Hey.
Sorry.
I can't say that I've tried it, but it sounds like I probably would. It wouldn't bug me. I don't mind needles. I don't mind
hate
tattoos.
needles.
Yeah, it wouldn't bug me either. I got tattoos, but I
really despise needles.
Like, well, where was it, Sam? 2 weeks ago, you were like, I don't know how people could get tattoos, and I was like, you do acupuncture. How do you not see how people could do tattoos? It's just same fucking thing.
And look, I hadn't thought of that, Max. To be fair, that's
right. Now you need to get tattoos in all the spots that they acupuncture, just a little dot, so that they know right where to put it.
True.
Oh God.
Hey, that's the right thing.
And then one of a giant arrow down your back, pointing to your butthole.
My God.
They need to know where to put it in. She says, "Why?"
Go ahead and give me a big needle along with that.
No needles for you and no butter for Sam.
Oh, come on. How dare you?
Take away my butter.
This week on Sam and Max and Tim hijack bits and bones. We're gonna try and talk about video games, but we're gonna also end up talking everything else.
We're gonna
That's
go
how
off.
it should be. We're just we're just kind of like sidetracking the shit.
And as long as we make Maxine laugh, that's what matters.
That's true.
So
I'm just saying for your immortal souls, guys.
God have mercy on me.
I think Sam needs to switch to margarine.
no,
Too much temptation.
You're not wrong.
I would rather switch to bacon grease than margarine.
I thought
Yeah,
we were
well,
gonna do
the
big
Lando-
tallow.
The Lando Lakes bacon grease girl, Sam, is a lot different than the.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jordan, come say hi then. Jesus, stop throwing stuff.
Aw.
Come on.
I too enjoy throwing stuff.
Yeah, but he's throwing a fit. I keep telling him to come say hi.
Now
Now we-
more like you enjoy getting stuff thrown at you, Max. Let's get it right.
No, Sam. If it was enjoyable, I would keep making her do it all the time.
Aw.
As he looks underneath his.
Yeah. I'd keep like if it was enjoyable for me to get things thrown at me every week on the show, Sam. I would be constantly trying to drive my wife crazy. I would be saying stupid shit. I would be talking about her and what she thinks, whether or not it's actually what she thinks, just asserting my opinion over it. I would be making jokes that she's uncomfortable with. I would say things that are way over the line. If I like getting shit thrown at me, Sam, which I clearly don't. Ow. Bottle. See, that's why I use them for tea, Sam. Sometimes they just come clock me on the head. I don't know where they're coming from.
Welcome to Bits and Bones, where we penetrate the airwaves.
Phrasing?
Roman says, I can see her shadow approaching. Ominously. Yeah, that's true.
I don't like that.
Well, don't be so fucking ominous next time. If you don't want to be looked at as being ominous, then just don't be ominous.
You got the
Hey,
JoJo kind of like
Ow.
the kanji.
That was a...
Hey, I didn't say she was. I didn't say
Another
that
Diet Coke.
Maxine was ominous.
No, I did. It was very ominous. It was like
Dip. Well,
it
Dip
was
was
most
the one.
ominous.
Dip was the one who said that she was ominous. So.
Here, come.
Well, look.
Trying to find my phone stand. My kid's still pissed off.
That happened.
He'll get over it.
But anyway,
Oh.
well,
Sam, did you hear the story I told on Sandwich Maker last night about my boy getting kissed at school on the way out right in front of me?
I did not hear that story, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's what happened is he was walking out with his friend, this one girl that he's always talking to, and they were blowing like, it was cold, so they're going to see their breath. And then she just leans over and kisses him on the cheek.
Aw.
Bye, see you on Monday. Yeah,
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he wants to go to school now.
I'm gonna kill you for saying that.
I wonder if
that hadn't occurred to me, Sam.
Well,
so do you want me? Do you love me? And take
You
me
made
by
it
the
to the list,
hand.
Sam.
Because if you do,
Maxine's list. She's gonna talk to you later.
Shut up.
is he gonna go ahead and check yes or no?
What did I strike a nerve there, or did I strike a nerve because I'm telling the truth?
Nerve. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think you're fine, Sam.
Samuel, you are so in trouble.
What did I do?
You made her think about that. You made that thought pop into her head that she otherwise wouldn't have had it.
Damn you!
That he wants to go to school because he's gonna get another kiss.
Aww.
Not
She's sadly sobbing now.
Shut up.
Hey, you know what? Your boy's growing up.
No.
Stop! You're gonna get on the list too.
I don't give a damn.
Notice the fathers are not getting on the list now.
Hey,
we're both smart enough not to do that.
Hey, you know what? Like, your boy's 10. He's
9.
getting there.
He's 9.
We're only halfway.
You know what though? He'll always, he'll always be there to stick up for mom, first and foremost. Though.
Yep.
Yeah, like when I shot her in the butt with the little dart gun, or what was that, 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he hunted me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Sam,
no matter,
I did not realize the scope on these little foam dart guns was actually like sighted correctly. Okay. So I just casually aimed it at her butt, thinking it's a foam dart Nerf gun. It's not gonna go. And first of all, they shoot pretty hard.
Yeah.
And second of all, I hit her right in the butt from like two rooms away.
Stop saying that, please.
And then my boy decided to declare jihad on me for it, and fucking
Allahu Akbar.
You hurt my mom. And then I got shot with a whole bunch of foam darts.
yes, because a boy will always protect his mother.
That's not true. Sometimes he protects me from her.
Yep.
That's why I play dead.
Well, yes, because
Playing possum?
Like
Well, yes.
she'll slap me on the arm and I'll like literally act like it killed me. And be like, "You monster! My father!" The trick is you can't laugh, because it gives it away.
Well, I think it's about enough time for Bits and Bones, and I appreciate you guys. I think it looks pretty good, especially when we're about an hour 30 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, honestly. That like for a Sunday night, we got some good viewers over here on the Whitfield Report channel. So,
and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. And if you guys want to go ahead and watch next week on Bits and Bones, it'll be on RTO Mortheous. But also Mr. Sam will be on if anybody wants to go ahead and watch. And then I'll be on, and Mr. Joe will be on also.
And Mort will most likely be returned. He's just got a stomach bug. And we all know how that is.
Yep.
We'll be, and then Max and I and Mortheous and perhaps maybe some other people will be on this Wednesday for the Whitfield Report Wednesday. This episode will be uploaded to Spotify tomorrow for the Monday show. But on Wednesday, I'm going to dive more into David Hogg becoming
Man,
DNC.
is this different than a normal Monday show, huh, Sam? Usually
True.
you're interviewing authors and you know what I mean? And now it's going to be our jokes about your butter problem and stuff. Like, this is going to be great. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Good times. Thank you for having me on, Sam.
Again, please with needles.
Oh God.
Good God, what did I do? But
You
now
had
we're
impure thoughts about the butter girl, Sam. That's what you did. You need to think about that. Maybe say some fucking rosaries or something.
I say plenty of them all the time. So
Where's your rosary then, Sam? Surely you could produce it.
Yeah.
well, I don't have it on me right now.
I could produce a rosary pretty fast, Sam.
I'm sure. But anyway, well, folks, we will talk at you down the road. We'll be back for the Whitfield Report on Wednesday, and
What's that, Sam?
that is in fact a Holy Cross and a Rosary.
That's right, Sam. You want to see some more? Where's yours again? Oh, you forgot it. We'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen, on the Whitfield Report.
See you later, ladies and gentlemen, on the Whitfield Report, and also on the on the Sunday show. And by the way, go ahead and check out Bits and Bones on Sundays at 8 o'clock. Thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good night.
All right.
Peace.
Later.
I saw my moment.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.